continue our discussion of dimensional analysis with the Buckingham pi theorem, which is pretty much like a formalization of the example or the concepts that we saw in the previous video, which is I told you that if there are n independent variables, and there are r basic dimensions. If, for example, we had mass, length and time, that would make r equals 3. Okay, so what you would have is, if you had r basic dimensions and n independent variables, you would have k equals n minus r dimensionless groups to represent the entire problem. Like, what I mean is, if you had, let's say, y is a dependent variable that depends on x1, x2, xn, what you would have is, like, let's call it pi 1 equals a function of pi 2, or I'll say pi naught is a function of pi 1, pi k, or k dimensionless groups to represent the dependent variable. Now all these pi 0, pi 1, pi 2, etc., pi's, the pi values are dimensionless groups. Okay, the process or the art of non-dimensionalization is something that you get more experienced as you do more examples, but the basic idea is, you start a problem with n could be 4 or n could be 5. You have 3 basic dimensions in fluid mechanics, usually mass, length and time. If it's heat transfer, you also have temperature. So in this case, in this course, it's 3. So you would reduce 4 to 1, or you would reduce 5 to 2. You would have k, which is either 2 or 1, or n minus r dimensionless groups to represent the relationship between the dependent and the independent variables. So pi naught is a non-dimensionalization of the dependent variable here, and pi 1 to pi k is the non-dimensionalization of n minus r. If you have taken away r, the remaining n minus r are expressed as dimensionless groups. Okay, that is the Buckingham pi theorem, and the way we generally calculate or figure out pi 1, pi 2, etc. is either by inspection or by just matching the dimensions, which is more or less saying the same thing. Okay, the other important thing that you should understand is, dimensional analysis just tells you that quantity y or quantity pi naught depends on pi 1, pi 2, etc. It does not tell you how it depends. It does not tell you anything about g, that is the function or functional dependence is not known through dimensional analysis. It comes either from experiments or from simulations or from mathematical analysis. So g is not something that we know right away. It usually comes from data. Get that in mind. You can't just stare at the variables and predict what will be the functional form of g. You don't know whether it will be pi 1 to the power 2 or pi 1 to the power 3 or pi 1 to the power 1. You can't predict that just by looking at the dimensional quantities. You can only say that pi naught depends on pi 1, depends on pi 2 and so on, but you can't say how it depends. That's a different problem. Okay, so we'll do this type of non-dimensionalization for a variety of examples in this unit, and we'll try to use that technique throughout from here on to understand fluid problems, and not only fluid problems, engineering problems. And One of the main utilities of dimensional analysis is the analysis of experimental data. Data, when you plot it or when you look at it in a certain way, can reveal trends that are otherwise not obvious. That's one of the main utilities of Buckingham Pi theorem and dimensional analysis, which we will take advantage of. Okay.